Thank you, Chair Neron, Vice Chair Hudson, Vice Chair Wright, and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Bobby Levy, State Representative for House District 58. I'm testifying today to express my support for my bill, 2643. First, let me say that this is personal for me. Attempted suicide has affected my family firsthand, as well as one of my in-district employees. House Bill 2643 is a piece of legislation that showcases how law can be made unique to the individual. Albeit unintentional broad brushstroke policies do not always encompass those it was intended to help. Suicide prevention is so important. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among ages 15 to 24 in the United States and the fourth leading cause worldwide. 20% of high school students report having had suicidal ideations, and 9% report that they have attempted suicide. These are the numbers reported, and I can only imagine what the actual numbers are. Suicide rates in Oregon remain above the national average. In 2019, Oregon was the 9th in suicide deaths. Although rates have decreased, they are still staggeringly high. The rates among young people under age 25 are even worse. This bill would implement a new system of reporting and providing individualized suicide prevention plans, which are like individual education plans already used in the school system. It involves the parent and/or the guardian. In order to prevent suicide, suicidal behaviors need to be identified early and continuously assessed. This requires parental involvement. However, parents cannot do it alone. Reducing and/or eliminating the cost to access mental health removes barriers to essential care. By requiring the Department of Education and the Oregon Health Authority to maintain records of these individualized suicide prevention protection plans, future healthcare providers and mental health professionals have records to refer to and come to solid conclusions about what works and what does not work. Yes, it will expand school-based healthcare purviews, but I believe the children are worth it. We must seek ways to support them and show them that life can be hard, but worth living. I'd like to add that all too often lately we are shutting parents out of all the process, giving our children too many rights way before they're capable of mentally to tackle those rights. Suicidal thoughts or behaviors need to involve the parent or the guardian. Without their support, this will not have a good outcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Levy, and welcome, Mr. Hugh.
Chair Neron, Vice Chair Hudson, Vice Chair Wright, members of the committee. For the record, my name is Andy Huey. I am the original author of this bill that Rep. Levy has so graciously sponsored for me and my family. I am extremely grateful that the committee has expedited this bill to one of the tops of its agenda, and I would like to express my gratitude for myself as well as my family, as we feel the importance of this bill weighs heavily. And I apologize if I get a little broken up. This bill is very heavily on my family. To let the members of the committee know, I will be submitting this testimony written for you guys to be able to review, as the time limit does not allow me to be able to express my entire emotional array, unfortunately. For those who do not know, I'm a triplet. I have a triplet brother and a triplet sister, Ben and Elena. Both of them have been diagnosed with a myriad of mental illnesses, and the bill that is before you for suicide prevention is a nickname that I have given it as Elena's Amendment. This bill was originated for my sister. During the pandemic, Elena was a super extroverted child, and she got to go around and talk with many students, and like many other students, she felt the pain of being locked in the lockdown and not being able to interact with other students. Partly due to this, she ended up trying to take her life 4 times within a month-and-a-half time frame. 3 of those were a week apart from each other. We had worked comparably with the school district, as Elena was such an extroverted student, and she worked very hard to maintain her grades and be there. Parts of that came up with this that brought the original information that I went and researched Addie's Act was because of these original attempts. In total, to this day, she did about 15 attempts, 5 of which have ended up her in the hospital, including a time where she was sent to a mental hospital in Lewiston, and I was unfortunately not able to say goodbye to her, and I did not see her for almost a month. This bill is important to our family as there are many needs with students. The school has most students 8 hours a day outside of what the family gets them. And they are usually the first location that gets to see changes within the student's behavior. I know my teachers have commented on when I had changes during this challenging time for my family. Submitted in written testimony for you guys is a letter from my mother, which explains the exact situations that happened and entailing this entire thing, as well as a written testimony by Dana Ingram, who is one of my sister's teachers, and her entire situation and how the school district not handled it, but what they did to try to do their best. Unfortunately, the best was not enough. This plan has been put together to make sure that all students have the ability to protect them, get the proper help and protection that they need. Elena was unable to stay in school for longer than 2 hours a day for an entire month before her first attempt happened. And we should have known that was a sign, but unfortunately at that time we did not. Family has fought very hard for my sister, as well as many others in her community. And I want to bring up the fact that Addie Staub has played within this original act of Addie's Act, which was such an important part of this amendment that Rep. Levy and I have both brought forward to you guys today. Unfortunately, as I said, I'm not able to go through everything, and it will be submitted to you guys in written testimony. Unfortunately, I'm starting to break up.
You're okay. You're okay.
Thank you so much for your testimony. We really appreciate you being here and advocating for Elena and your family's story. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Levy, and we know you're juggling other committees. Before you go, committee members, do you have any questions for the representative or Mr. Huey? All right. Thank you for your advocacy.